Welcome to another episode of Bruner Tuner. Today is episode 2 of the DIY Scrambler. Today we are working on lighting. Reason why this is important, if I want to take this thing off-road or anywhere at speed at night, this stock halogen bulb is not going to cut it. This thing's light output is pathetic, and I'd probably be better off holding a cell phone up in front of me while I ride. So what I did was I went on Amazon and I found this 5 3/4 inch universal LED headlight. They also purchased a 5.75 inch bucket and a cool little, guard for the front of the light to kind of give it that, off-road scrambler look. I might be copying the Ducati a little bit. I do like the headlight guard on it. So I'm not going to get into installing the bucket. It's already on there, but to be honest, it's simply just cutting a couple wires, pulling everything through the back of the old bucket, and then putting the new one on. Fortunately for me, it was a straight swap onto here, so there wasn't too much cutting or grinding or anything. It literally bolted right in. So what we are going to go over is how to install this thing, how to identify which wire is which, and see how it does. See if it's any better. Maybe we'll take a ride around at night and see what the output difference looks like. Now I have identified a few of these wires here. So I've got my high beam. This is my low beam, but the duct tape is actually on the headlight side. This is a ground, and this is the signal wire that is on the dash of the bike to tell you that the brights are on. So the way I identified this was simply turning the lights on and off, flicking on the brights, and figuring out which one was which. It's really not too complicated of a process. If you're really curious, you can find PDF manuals for these bikes. But let's get into wiring this thing up, and we will tackle that now. Tools you will need. I've got my small socket set. I've got my wire crimpers for whenever I put the butt connectors on. I've got 2 different types of wire strippers. These are the ones that I prefer. They're just a little bit nicer. By no means do you have to have this. You can always use your conventional type wire strippers. It just makes the process easier. I do highly recommend getting some of these crimpers. A lot of times your cheaper wire cutters, they won't have very good clamping force, and these are specifically made to grip down on those connectors and provide an excellent grip so they're not going to slip off on you. In addition to that, I've got the odd ends of the wires that I clipped off the back of the headlight. Reason why I did this is so I can still plug it into the stock harness and remove the headlight if I need to. And then I do have some butt connectors, some spade type to slide over the prongs on the headlight plug. Now you can order plug conversion, like a small pigtail from Amazon, and I do have that coming as well. But for the sake of the video, I'm just going to show you how to install it with these, and then whenever that part comes in, I'll probably just fix it myself. But it'll be the same process, just cutting and splicing a few wires. So we'll start by stripping the wire, and I'll show you why I really like this tool. So there we go, our wires are all stripped. Now we're going to go ahead and put on the butt connectors, crimp those down, and plug them into the back of the headlight. Okay, we've got all of our ends connected and crimped down. I'm gonna go ahead and plug these into the back of the headlight according to the diagram on the box. So I'll show you that here in a second. So if you look at the box, we've got the plug in the same position, and it's saying on the left side, that's your high beam. The middle, that's your low beam, and the right side is the ground. So we're gonna plug these wires in accordingly, hook them up to the bike, and see if this thing will turn on. So here we go, we've got it all hooked up. Again, this is very, very temporary. I do have a plug coming in the mail, so that should be here, I think, tomorrow. So we'll get it hooked up properly, but this will work for now for testing purposes. So let's go ahead and get this thing hooked up. Note, this is for a daytime running light, and my old bike doesn't have a connection for daytime running lights, so I might see if there's something that I can hook up whenever the key switch is on. Maybe splice it into the horn or something, I don't know, and see if we can get some constant power going to it while the key is on. low beam, high beam. Man, that thing is bright. So now we'll go ahead and throw this thing inside of the housing, and that's gonna be done by removing these 2 screws in the bottom. They're set screws for the, I guess like the trim ring that holds on the headlight. And there's just 2 of these, one on each side. So now that I've got a couple of these clips installed, I'm gonna show you how, because the directions aren't very clear. So you've got this kind of weird U-shaped clip, and it's got like this small tab on it, right? Well, this tab runs on the inside of the headlight ring right here, and these humps are actually clipping into this groove. And then the pins, the very end of them, actually go underneath this lip on the end. It's definitely not very clear the way that they describe it, so I'm gonna kind of show you what you gotta do here, see if this makes any sense. So I'm gonna get this side under, okay? And now this side under. And it's a real pain in the ass, I'm not gonna lie. So you can see how much of a struggle this thing is. Okay, we got that one under and that one. And so they kind of clip under there like that. Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. I guess they kind of stay in there. I guess what the idea is that that pressure that these are creating is what's going to keep the headlight seated up against this ring. So hopefully that works. I've got 3 in here. I might be able to squeeze 1 in more down here. I'll try. If so, great. If not, oh well. Okay, so that's the headlight all mounted up. Now we're going to go ahead and put it in the headlight bucket, plug it up, see how this thing looks. And you can definitely mount this thing upside down. What you want to look at is where it says DOT SAE on the top. Make sure that's pointing up. So your tell for how the headlight bracket is going to sit is these 2 tabs are on the bottom. That's how you actually mount the headlight ring in. So those are the bottom, SAE should be at the top, and that's how you know your beam's going to point in the right direction. Okay, and that's it for the headlight install. Not too bad, pretty simple. It looks fairly factory, so I'm not too upset with it. They also offered in a chrome finish, but the factory housing was black with a chrome ring, so I did the best I could and just got all black. But yeah, this thing is gonna put out some great light. Let me go ahead and take it outside and show you what the beam looks like. All right, so we're out here pointing at my S4. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the key on. So that is my low beam. Oh, sorry, that's my low beam, and that's my high beam. And it looks like it might still be slightly crooked in there, so maybe I can turn the headlight a little bit, but overall, I mean, this thing it's plenty bright for sure. Actually, no, I think it's pretty straight, but yeah, that's awesome. This is so much better than the factory headlight. Highly recommend this. I got the full setup. You can get the light and the bucket for about 60 bucks total. And you know, if you want to get that little grill like I'm going to put on, that's another 10 bucks. So well worthy upgrade. And my bike is 12 volts, so fortunately it should be able to keep up with this. I believe the headlight calls for between 8 and 14 volts, so it's right in there. If you have a 6-volt system, you might want to look into maybe upping that to a 12-volt system, and then you could probably run one of these headlights. All right, we got the piece de resistance, as they would say. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this on there now. So this thing is looking pretty good. I'm really excited with how it turned out. I think it gives it a really nice off-road look. And in addition to the new tires I picked up, Shinko SR 241. It's kind of a trials tire. They say it's dual sport. Feels kind of sketchy at speed on pavement, but off-road it is mint. So it'll do for now on this bike. But this headlight turned out great. I think for the money that I spent on it, I really don't know if I can beat it. It's probably going to be a super worthwhile upgrade, especially when I'm out there riding trails at night. So if you're interested, I'm going to drop the links in the description below so you can check that out. But for now, that's going to do it. So thanks for tuning in again to Ruiner Tuner, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.